నేను చిన్నప్పుడు హైదరాబాద్లో చదువుకుంటున్నప్పుడు విశాఖ ఉక్కు మన హక్కు అనేవారు. ఆంధ్రులు కంటే మనంతా ఆంధ్రులే కనుక తెలుసు అది మన హక్కు అని ఆ స్లోగన్ చెప్పి చివరికి ఆ ఫ్యాక్టరీ వచ్చే వరకు ఆ ఉద్యమం ఏదైతే జరిగిందో, నా ఉద్దేశంలో ఇది మొదటి ఉదాహరణ దేశంలో ఒక స్టీల్ ప్లాంట్ పెట్టడానికి ఒక రకమైన ఉద్యమం చేసి దానికి ఆధారంగా అమరవీరులయ్యి ఎంత 32 మంది అమరవీరులు అయ్యాక ఆ త్యాగాలన్నీ చేసిన తర్వాత ఇది సాధించాం. ఇవాళ దాన్నే అమ్మడానికి సిద్ధంగా ఉన్నాడు మోదీ గారు. దాదాపు ఈ 3 సంవత్సరాల నుంచి English. This is probably one of the longest struggles that is going on in the country to save national property. What is the Vizag steel plant? It is the property of the people of our country. Any public sector is actually the people's property. The people are the owners of India's wealth and India's public sector. That is why when our constitution was drafted, the sovereignty of India lies with the people. People are the masters. That's why the constitution preamble begins saying, we the people. So the sovereignty is exercised by the people by electing their representatives, who will form a government in the legislature or in the parliament. But that executive or the government is accountable to the parliament. The parliament areas are accountable to the people. That is how people exercise their sovereignty. Now, if people are the owners of India, the sovereign masters of India, then the wealth of India, the owners are the people of India. Governments that come and governments that go, they are just the managers of people's wealth. No government can sell national property without the concurrence or the agreement of the owner, that is the people of our country. And if a manager, that is the government, sells the public property without the consent of the people of India, then that manager will have to be changed, otherwise our country cannot be protected, and that is what we have to do, ensure that Modi government does not remain, because as long as it is there holding office, it has decided to privatize every paisa of your national wealth, and that is a conscious decision that they have taken. Now this is where this comes up, because I cannot see any reason why Visakhapatnam steel plant will have to be in losses. This is the only steel plant in the country which does not have captive iron ore mines. All right? It's the only steel plant. And this has been a struggle for these iron mines to be given to Visakhapatnam steel plant. Some were allocated earlier, but even those were not given. But nevertheless, it continued to, and you just heard the amount of dividend that it has paid to the government of India. What was the initial investment, and much more than that has been paid to the government of India, and it's currently valued at more than 3 lakh crores of rupees. What the government, I think, initially invested is something to the tune of 5,000 crores. 5,000 crores was the initial investment. Today it's valued more than 3 lakh crores. This is the prime property and the national asset and national wealth. So I remember when, I think it was last October, during the budget session, there was a very big demonstration in Vizag at the steel plant. I was there, we went there, and there was a big yatra conducted by our party in defense of the steel plant. And even there, the demand that was being made was what? This is a perfectly viable unit. You had a captive port with it, that is the Gangavaram thing, which could have been used as the only steel plant which had near a port, near a seaport. But that Gangavaram has gone to Mr. Adani, and many other things have gone to Mr. Adani. And in that process, that has become privatized. Now, no captive mines, and the port is also being privatized. Now to privatize the steel plant itself. There is a very simple solution. The government of India, the same Modi government, has fixed up a target of 3,000 metric tons, 300 metric tons by 2020. Now, the way to achieve this target would be to actually merge the Visakhapatnam steel plant with the same. A merger with SAIL and Visakhapatnam steel plant would actually re-synergize both the units and give it a much better shape. It is perfectly possible that solution is there. But with the habit of handing over everything in this country to a few chosen crony friends of our Prime Minister, all these assets are being handed over to them. And this is backed by very bogus claims about the state of our economy. Now today, you said that Make in India, you heard Mr. Modi yesterday replying to the presidential debate, address on the president's address that debate motion of thanks. And there he was saying that it was a great success that is Made in India. Made in India has been a great success. What is the actual story? In 2013-14, that is the base year for Make in India, to 2023-24. The target was what for manufacturing growth as a proportion of GDP. Make in India target was 14%. 14% of your GDP should be coming from the manufacturing. What is the reality today? It is 5.9. Make in India target was that the manufacturing growth should be 14%. It is actually 5.9. I'm sorry, the figures are the other way around. 5.9 is the growth of the manufacturing sector when the target is 14%. The GDP share target is 25% and the share now is 16.4%. And the jobs for manufacturing have actually fallen from 12.6% of the total workforce to 11.6%. So in every single target goal, the Make in India has been a failure. But then the logic of Make in India being a success is why the private sector is more efficient than the public sector. That is why you must send all your public sectors to the private sector if you want to for a better economy. But every single statistics that Mr. Modi is putting out is actually based on false premises. In English, there is an old saying which says lies, dandelions, and statistics. So statistics is the highest form of lying also. How you utilize it. And that is exactly how they are manipulating the statistics. I can give you various examples. But the fact of the matter remains that if we have to save our assets, save our public sector, save our property, and re-establish the sovereignty of the people of our country over our national assets, then it is essential that this Modi government must be separated from holding office and must therefore be defeated in the coming elections. Otherwise, we cannot forget saving Visakhapatnam steel plant. We cannot save our constitution. We cannot save our democracy. We cannot save the secular democratic Republic of India. The whole struggle today, or the effort today, is to convert this secular democratic republic, the character of the Indian Republic as defined by the Constitution, to convert that character into a very authoritarian, a fascistic Hindutva Rashtra towards which they want to take all of us together. Whatever be the belief and faith of an individual, we respect it. Everybody's right should be protected. We will protect it. But that doesn't mean that the secular democratic character of India, based on the premises of self-reliance, building our own assets, that can be destroyed. That has to stop. That is why what we are demanding right now is let there be a merger of the Visakhapatnam steel plant with the same. And this should be ensured so that it will be an asset for the country as a whole. And to make this as an asset, this must immediately be done, and then the rest of it follows, because what has been given, your furnace free to the Jindals now. To the Jindals. So another private entrepreneur, and slowly, by ensuring that the Visakhapatnam steel goes on into permanent loss making, slowly it will be taken over by the private owner. And that is the whole game plan. If you have to stop that, you have to stop this government from taking its decisions of selling our national property and looting our national assets. So that is the fundamental issue before all of us today. అంటే విశాఖ ఉక్కుని కాపాడుకోవాలంటే ఈ ప్రభుత్వాన్ని గద్దె నుంచి దింపితే తొలితే అది సాధించలేము. అందుకోసం మనందరం కలిసి మన ఐక్యతని కాపాడుపెట్టుకుంటే తప్పితే ఇది కుదరదు, ఇది జరిగే విషయం కాదు. అందుకోసం మిమ్మల్ని అందరినీ నేను
మన వల్ల అవుతుంది కదా,
మన వల్ల అవుతుందా ప్రయత్నించాలి. రెగ్యులేషన్ కదా ఇక్కడ వచ్చింది. అబద్ధాన్ని కూర్చుంటే ఎలాగవుతుంది? అప్పుడు ఇంట్లోనే కూర్చోండి. విశాఖ ఉంటే కాదు, అంతా ప్రైవేటీకరణ అయిపోతుంది. మీ బ్రతుకు కూడా, మీ బ్రతుకు నా బ్రతుకు మన బ్రతుకు. అందుకోసం ఇవాళ ఫైనల్లీ వాట్ ఐ వుడ్ వాంట్ టు you is that this is a factory that has been established after a great amount of sacrifice. It's got an emotional link with the people of Andhra, and this is something that has to be protected. If this has to be protected, then it is a political fight. We cannot say for economic struggles we will come with the Borada Committee and we will join this, but politically and electorally we will vote for only those parties which are bent upon privatizing our national assets. They both can't go together. And that is why I would say when the LIC union was doing a big, huge campaign all over the country against privatization of the LIC, I remember they also appealing to the union members there, saying if you want to stop the privatization of LIC, you should make sure that in the parliament there are members who will not vote for the privatization of the LIC. You can't fight on the streets against privatization and vote for those people who will go and privatize in the parliament legally. And that's exactly what happened. Big struggles outside, but in the parliament, the majority was for the privatization and the process of privatization, that IPO thing that began in the LIC. So we cannot separate these two now. Economic struggle is different from political struggle. So we'll have to ensure that if this privatization has to stop, this government who's bent upon privatizing everything in this country and looting our national assets, that must be separated from holding the reins of government, and that must be separated from controlling state power. If that has to be done, then this government has to be defeated. So I can assure you on behalf of the CPI that we have always been completely with your struggle. We have always been associated with various things to improve the steel plant and the facilities there. Samoju is here. She can tell you about all the struggles that were led by our party, our leaders, in order to get better facilities there. We shall continue. The CPIM shall continue to be with you in this struggle, and we are determined that if we are all united, the strength of our unity can stop this privatization drive that is being continued. So we will succeed if we are all united, and my appeal is all of us must be united, and my party will give you full support in the struggle to save the Visakhapatnam plant. And once it is saved, and once it is re-established and it's merged with SAIL, I'm sure it will turn out to be one of the best steel producing companies, not only in India but in the world, because the quality of steel that can be produced there is of an excellent grade. So with these words and continuing to reiterate CPIM support, I take leave of you and congratulate you on the struggle that you have been carrying on for such a long time and wish you all success in the future for further strengthening the struggle and links with the people of Bangladesh and India. With this appeal to all of you, let us be united and let us succeed. Thank you.